inside the fence. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I, you and I.
Yeah. Okay. Snake, good. I try to tell him both. I try to tell him both.
Okay, what's good? This is How to Live. Hosted by me, Adam McClain. I'm with Hayley Marie McClain Hill. Hayley, I'm so happy to have you on. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, hey, Adam. Thank you so much. This is going to be so fun.
Yes. So before I start all my podcasts this way, I probably caught you off guard, so I should have told you this beforehand. But what is your song of the day? Do you have a song that you always vibe to?
Oh my goodness. Song of the day. Have you, you know what? I'm going to pull it up right now. And I should have prepared. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't tell you about it. That's my fault. I didn't prepare either. I forgot.
You know, I think you did, actually. That's the thing. I think you did.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm really into, like, super chill, like, car music type of thing. Like, drive through, like, cool scenery. So, like, I always think I'm in, like, a movie or something. So,
Yeah.
I really like this one song. It's called Show Me by Big Wild and 100 Waters. It's just, like, total, like, all... I don't know what the genre is called. It's just, like, chill vibes.
Oh,
Total.
I gotta listen to that.
Yeah, you should look into it. It's so calming and, like, movie setting. Very dramatic.
Do you feel like, do you always think about your life like you're in a movie type of thing?
All the time.
Me too. That's exactly how I roll. So yes. you said a chill vibe. So I went to the album I've been listening to. He used to go by the name of Mike Stud, but now he's just called himself Mike. And he has a song called What I Know. So I'll pick that as my song. That I like. That's more of a chill vibe type of thing.
I love it.
Yes. So. Yeah, I had all these, like I said, I try to like make this more of a conversation now. I tried it with my last guest, Mason. He was a cool guy because he did it on his podcast. But I just saw you were at this event yesterday, and your business got into a magazine. So what was that feeling like? I just wanted to know that right off the bat.
Definitely. So, it's funny. I started Torch back in July, and I just like, I actually have another business too. It's just like more of like passion thing.
Yep, so, I saw that.
Yeah. So I have like a women's retreat business, and when I was getting into the retreat business, I was looking at locations, and one of the locations was Napa Valley. And I had my first one in Napa. And when I was starting to do that, I was like, okay, I need to do some PR stuff, like just to like, who knows, like maybe a magazine in Napa was going to say like, oh, look at this women's retreat or something like that. Like, I don't know, like me trying to think big, like immediately, even though we just started.
Of course. Always do that.
Right. I'm like, okay. So I reached out to one of the magazines in Napa, got connected with this woman who was like, I have all these connects like in San Fran, and they would love to hear your story and like talk to you about this, whatever. So she got me in contact with this magazine called Modern Luxury, and like they have multiple cities like San Fran, Texas, like I think there's like Austin, Miami, New York, like they have them all over. And she got me in contact with the people, and they're like, yeah, we'd love to run a story on you. It's like about dynamic women in the Bay Area and like what we're starting and stuff like that. So I said, okay, sounds good. So I reached out to them, like, yeah, let's do the story. And then they did it. That was like probably in like August or something like that. And then so they didn't actually put it in until September, the September edition. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like I've never, never done this before. So it was awesome. And they just highlighted Torch and like the whole thing, and we can get into it. But they did that. And then 2 or 3 Mondays ago, I haven't heard from them since September. It's December now, right? So I haven't heard from them. They run the story, and I'm like, okay, thank you, this is amazing, sending it to all my family, whatever. And then 3 or 4 Mondays ago, I was on Monday Night Football, and so the the guy from the magazine was like, he emailed me. He said, I saw you on Monday Night Football. Like, congratulations and all this stuff. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, well, we're having a holiday party. Do you want to come? Like, and I was like, well, sure. So then that's why I went to San Fran yesterday. I took off of work and I was like, might as well show up and say thank you for the article. And it was great meeting everyone. It was cool.
I mean, that is freaking awesome. I mean, you hit on a lot of stuff that I was going to talk about. And like, I think that's like, so one, I mean, that's so cool to be featured in a magazine, especially just starting a business. Cause, I have a business as well. It's called Out on a Limb. Actually my second drop is dropping today. So
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really excited about it. Actually, what's really crazy about this is, so I have a vision board that's like right here, and I've made it about 2-3 years ago. There was one of the slides I put on there, and it just I just so happened to reread it again 2 days ago, I want to say. And keep in mind I made this 2-3 years ago, and I forgot about this slide a while ago. I forgot about it. But on one of the things it said, make a clothing line and shoe line. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing that right now. Well, the clothing line.
That is amazing. And we can talk, oh my gosh, clothing line and all that stuff all day long.
I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, I know, me too. Literally obsessed. It's like the best thing ever. Like, and putting your your touch into it and like all your fashion, your style and everything. And like when you start it, I mean, when you have those goals and then you're like, holy crap, I'm about to drop my second thing. Like, when you have to get the money and then you have to think about how you want to do it and what you want, the website, all this stuff. It's like so much. So I'm so proud of you. That's what I want to say.
No, I'm proud. I'm proud. Well, that's one of the reasons why I reached out to you. Like I was like, when we got this episode, like when we started, like we were just talking about before, but like when we followed each other, I was like seeing what you do. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's like, I mean, not the cheerleading part, but everything else she's doing, like that I'm like focused on. And we went to Penn State, so I thought that was really cool. I was like, I got to get this person on, and then that's how I ended up that's what hit me to remind myself to message you is when I saw you on ESPN.
There we go. It's perfect. We're supposed to talk today. That's really what it is.
That's all. Yes, you're right. Oh, and sorry, I should have shaved. I forgot I should have shaved. That was my fault.
You're totally fine. Totally. I'm like in my pajamas in the bottom half. It's all good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So, okay. So, so I did want to hit on, before we hit on anything else really, about the ESPN feature. So, I know you started in the ROTC. Was that, I'm assuming that was during college. And then afterwards you did something with, or then I guess you transitioned fully to Air Force then, correct?
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So and then when ESPN reached out to you, what was that feeling like? I'm so curious about that.
Well, yes, and I saw that you kind of worked with them a little bit, so it's amazing. Like to have them. They found my story through another story that I did in like a local news type of thing with Sacramento. They interviewed me about Torch and being on 49ers and stuff like that, and they saw my story and they did the salute to service game was coming up, Monday Night Football, and they were gonna have. Do you follow NFL at all, or like the 49ers? Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. So they were gonna have Kittle do like a salute to service type of thing. So oh my gosh, I think he's like a wide receiver or he's something.
Tight end.
Tight end. Okay, sorry. I figured I was like, he's not small, but he's bigger. Okay, so our tight end, they were going to have him do something, and they're like, well, why don't we have somebody who's actually in the military and part of the organization? So they reached out to my coach for Gold Rush. So that's what our cheerleading team is called, Gold Rush. And she was like, yeah, like totally. Do you want to do this? You got to take off of work. You got to just come down to the stadium, and like they want to run a piece, they want to run a commercial, and they want to do the whole thing. And then she pulled me aside after practice and told me this, and I was like, because usually if you get pulled aside after practice, you're in trouble. You know how it is. Like in the professional world, like if they're pulling you aside, like you're in trouble. So I was like, shit, like I'm about to get in trouble. And then she's like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, please don't kick me off. And so basically she's like, no, they want to do a feature. And I said, that is so awesome. So we made it happen. We had to move and shake, and like it was like she told me Saturday, and then like we started filming Tuesday, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. So it was awesome.
Oh my, that is so freaking cool. Yeah, it's actually that crew, for Monday Night Football. I've worked with them before. That this year, like I know, like I know Lisa. Did you meet Lisa when you were there? Lisa Salters.
No, I don't think I did.
Okay, because she went to Penn State too, and so I've worked with her before, and like the whole crew, they're all nice.
Oh my gosh, yes, they're amazing. So professional and just like geniuses when it comes to like what
Yes.
shots you want to get and everything. And I love learning that too, because like when you're starting a clothing brand, right? Like you have to know the production side of it for like the shoots and all this stuff. So I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, that's a good look. And I'm like telling them ideas. And they're like, oh, how do you know this? I'm like, well, I do a little stuff on the side, you know. Like, so it's good. It was fun.
Well, that's freaking awesome. Like, yeah. So I worked with them actually through Penn State. I started like a gig one time. Someone asked me if I wanted to work. His name was Bob Martin. He was like the guy for communications. That was my major, to be on TV and whatnot. And one day he was like, "Do you want to work the Penn State Ohio State whiteout game for ESPN?" I was like, yeah.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah. So he was like, take this opportunity and run with it. So I made the connections, and that's how I started doing stuff. So I guess I'm considered freelance because I'm working behind the scenes right now. Like, it's like not consistent work. It's just games that I can make it to, like around my area. And then I might work the Super Bowl, so that'd be kind of cool in LA.
That would be sick. Hopefully we're there. Hey, maybe
yeah, that'd be awesome. But it's So the goal is to work my way up on TV. So we'll figure that out. But I mean,
do it. You can do it. Put it on your vision board.
It's on there somewhere. I have it for sure. But I'm trying to think. So you're 26 now. I saw.
Yeah.
So you had to be, when I was a sophomore, you had to be a senior then. I'm assuming, because I just turned 24. So I think we might have been the same area.
Probably, yeah. I graduated in 2018. I did 5 years. So
okay, I was 2016. So we're definitely.
Yeah, we totally saw each other. Probably walking campus or something, going to the den. I don't know.
Yeah, how crazy is that? There you
go.
I love it. Was the den your favorite spot, or was it Champs, or what?
It was the den. And yeah, I just it has my heart. But I love Champs too. Champs is cool. It was just like newer when I was there, So like already was kind of established in the den. So
you can't change at that point.
No.
So when you came to Penn State, then what was your focus? Like, what was your major then?
Yes. So I came in 2013. I came in as a chemistry major, actually.
Oh wow.
Yes, it was not very good. I literally failed my first 2 or 3. I think it was my first 2 physics tests. Like it was like physics. The basic ones, the weed out classes, like your freshman year. Oh my God. I got like a 2% on an exam, literally. Oh. You know how it is. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. And with the Air Force, with ROTC, you have to come in as a STEM degree. So like science, tech, engineering, or math. And so it was like, well, I'm pretty good at science, so let me try this. And I was thinking about like the medical track a little bit, And so then once I failed physics, I was like, yeah, I guess this isn't for me. So I went into the ROTC detachment and talked to my leadership, and they were like, well, you can become an engineer. You can switch your major to engineering or math. And I was like, okay, both of them suck. I'm not good at making things. I don't want to make anything. So I guess I'll just do math. And they were like, sounds good. Good luck. And if you fail, you lose your full ride scholarship. So I was just like, all right, no pressure here. So I switched to math. It was like my second semester or something like that, and had to grind from then.
Oh my gosh, it's a journey for sure.
Very much. Literally, when I graduated, because that's why I did 5 years, because I had to do an extra year with classes and stuff. And when I
Mhm.
graduated, the night before I walked, I was waiting on an exam. And it was like, I was literally like in a corner of my room, just like rocking back and forth. I was just like, please pass this exam. Like,
Here's another
I
prank mode.
so seriously, I'm like, oh my God. Like, if I fail right now, I can't go into the Air Force. So it was just like a lot of pressure. It was a lot.
I mean, you shared chemistry. Chemistry was hard. Accounting was I had a business minor, and I switched out of